Hey everybody, it's James from Rocks and James here with another tip for your health and wellness. Today we're going to talk specifically, one of my favorite subjects, you'll see this in a lot of my videos, is essential oils. Totally incorporate them in many facets of my life and could not be without. In fact, I can't even imagine. I've been using essential oils intensely for about 10 years and I can't imagine ever being without them. Here's one of my favorites, wild orange essential oil. Love it. Can take it. Oh yeah, that's great way to experience essential oils. Awesome. Love them like this. Put it in your hand. You can make it in that way. You can even put it under the tongue. Yummy. Okay. Now, so many different ways we can experience them. I can put it on topically. I can put it under my tongue, in my mouth, in my water, whatever. I can put it in a diffuser, right? We talked about those in another video. Get them into the air. So many different benefits. Now, one of the reasons that I can use these both topically and aromatically and internally, that's a key one. A lot of people have a lot of issues with that, and that's fine. I'm not going to argue with them, but I just have done my own research and have figured some things out to know how and why essential oils can be and are safe. Now, that being said, not all essential oils are alike. I'm going to let you do the research. I'm going to let you figure it out. But I'm going to give you some information based on my 10 years of intense essential oil usage, study, and learning, and being exposed to many professionals in the essential oil community, as well as research that's being done and has been done on essential oils that are out there. My favorite and my choice for essential oils from a brand perspective is the company doTERRA. And I'm going to tell you why that is. We'll have another video that I'll tell you about some of maybe the 8 or 9 essential oils that you want to start with. So watch for that. But first you need to pick the company, right? Because there's essential oils in Walmart, essential oils at the dollar store, essential oils at Target, essential oils at, your cousin's friends, neighbors, whatever. I mean, there's essential oils everywhere, and they're in everything. And you've probably been exposed to essential oils for years and don't even know it. And again, not all essential oils are alike. They're used in different ways and in different products and different qualities, right? And there's not really any body or organization that defines what an essential oil should be like if you wanted to be able to use it topically, aromatically, and internal. So the company doTERRA came up with their own, because no one else was doing it, right? So they came up with their own standardization and way to make sure that you have a quality essential oil. They call it certified pure therapeutic grade. And yes, they created it, but they use third-party vendors and people to make that happen. And it's born out of a concern that each of the people who started that company had for their own families and for their own safety and their own wellness, and to be protective and to make sure that these things actually do what they can do, right? And if I'm going to consume these, and I've got, we're a little bit weird. We have our kids at home. The babies are born at home, and I put essential oils on them not shortly after they're born, right? And so now everyone thinks they're crazy and they're turning off the video, but that's okay. The fewer of you left are crazy like me, and you get me, you understand. But I want those to be super safe if I'm using them on a newborn baby all the way on up to a, 98-year-old grandfather or something like that, right? So how essential oils are produced and how they are created is of paramount importance. And doTERRA does not skip any corners on that. And it's really how they've become so successful and how they're now a $2 billion and growing company, and how you will begin to find them. If you don't already know about doTERRA essential oils, you might hear about them soon or might have already heard about them in passing. And you'll find them in lots of people's homes. Why? Because of the way that they source their essential oils, how they produce their essential oils. And it starts with them looking for communities of growers who have an investment and a care, and they have a passion and a pride in growing their product. And these can be all over the world, and they are all over the world, and often they're in developing countries where this is how they survive, is by growing a specific product or growing things to get into the perfuming or food, industries where they take and put a flavor in a food or a smell in something, right? So these communities have a passion and usually have been something they've been doing for generations. And we go, or doTERRA goes, I'm not doTERRA, but doTERRA goes and finds these communities and then sits down with the community leadership and goes into those communities and creates a partnership that's amazing, that creates a win for everybody, versus many organizations will go into a community and see what they can take for the cheapest price and don't worry about the future of that community, how it's going to affect that community, because they figure they can just move on to somewhere else, right? They're just all about cost. Whereas doTERRA, number one, is about quality. Number one. Their whole thing is about quality, and the owners of that company use these oils on their families as well. So when I was doing the research for all this, I was just simply amazed at what they go through, at the lengths that they go through, to the point nowadays where they have like 90% of their essential oils are from exclusive relationships and partners who grow and distill essential oils. And that when you go, and I've been to some of these communities where they've done that because I wanted to see that, those communities are thriving and growing, and they have access now to healthcare, they have access to food, they have access to clothing, they have access to education that they didn't have previously, simply because of a partnership where we create a win-win. They get to do what they've been doing for generations and know how to do and do very well, and we go in and help them set up communities that can be progressive, and they can continue to focus on what they do very well and not have to worry about those other things. And also we bring in people to help them, learn more about how they can even do a better job of growing and distilling those essential oils. Then after it's been grown and distilled, and again, we're just pulling it out of the plant as nature is intended. We don't change that oil after the fact. We do not hurt or add in things or chemically alter in a lab or anything like that. Those oils are just left as they're intended to be in nature, and they're pulled out, and then they begin the testing journey, right? So they're going to go through a third-party organization that is not attached to doTERRA to make sure that we're looking at everything with the right eyes, right? And make sure that all the battery of tests, 12 plus different tests, and the technology around testing essential oils continues to grow and add new testing abilities all the time. So we're going through this battery of tests to make sure that what's in there should be in there, and anything that shouldn't be in there is not in there. Then it comes to doTERRA, and they do testing of their own because they're going to refuse anything that doesn't meet the standards and quality that they're looking for. And then during the bottling process, right, they got to get it into these bottles. During that process, they're randomly pulling out from the different lots of essential oils that come through in those bottles and testing again and making sure that it's still just as it was when it left the plant and went through the different processes, so that when it comes to you in the bottle, you can safely pull that out, use it, drink it, smell it, whatever, and have a great, consistent experience every time. So we look for areas where geographically you're going to get the best essential oil from the chemical constituents that you want to see in that, from communities that have been passionate and about what they do, partnering with them, making sure that we can create a very beneficial two-way street, win-win situation, and then that quality stays intact. It goes through batteries of testing 3 times to ensure the quality and efficaciousness gets in that little bottle, so that then you have access to the best essential oils on the planet. Are there cheaper essential oils? Absolutely. Remember that old adage, and it's so true when it comes to essential oils, because there's no body that controls or regulates essential oil quality. You get what you pay for, right? So what you get at Walmart, what you get at the dollar store, what you get from your friends, neighbors' weeds that they're doing themselves, or whatever. You can't really count on what's in that and what's not, and what you want to be able to do with that oil consistently. So that's why I choose this company. That's what you want to look for with an essential oil. That's why doTERRA. You can trust it and use it safely every time. There isn't a better essential oil on the market. So get out there, comment below about your experiences with essential oils, what quality differences you've experienced. If you've experienced doTERRA, let's talk about it, and let's figure out how you can get these in your home. Thank you.